If you clicked on this video, then that means that you're probably feeling a little down or lost, or maybe a little bit like people misunderstood. People don't understand you. And I want you to know that you're always going to be misunderstood. If you're anything like me, who am I? Well, I'm Sarah. And I'm the type of person to give a lot for people. And that's no one's fault but mine. It really is no one's fault but mine. But I'm the type of person that when I become friends with someone and like I really like someone, I'm gonna want to invite them everywhere, or I'm gonna want to I put in a lot of effort, and I make myself very vulnerable, and I tell them like I'm just a very vulnerable person once I meet someone. But this has not really worked out for me. And so that's why I've realized like I need to stop being so vulnerable with people in a way that, not to fake necessarily who I am, but just like not just be so available, not give so much of myself to people, because no one's ever gonna appreciate you like you want to be appreciated. Maybe there's that one or two people in your life who will see the real you and genuinely appreciate it. I have a person in my life who he sees the real me, and I see the real him, and like that's what has made our relationship good, is because we see the realness of each other and we appreciate those qualities of each other, and most people don't appreciate those qualities about us. And so it feels nice having someone who sees them and does appreciate it. But I'm telling you guys, we need to stop being so vulnerable with people, with our friendships, with everything, because I've struggled with my friendships over the course of my 20 years of life. And I think that one of the reasons is because I become so vulnerable with them, and I expect the same. And I'm not saying it's their fault. No one can give you what you expect. No one can give you what you truly want. And that's where I've always led myself astray, is because I give so much of myself, and then I'm like, bro, like, why am I not getting it back? No one owes you anything. No one has to give you what you give them. Like, no one owes you absolutely anything, okay? So little by little, I'm learning to just be less vulnerable, I guess. I used to think it was a really good trait that I had. I used to think like it was a good quality of mine. And I think that in a romantic relationship it is, because it's your partner. And like, if I'm going to date someone, it's to marry someone, and I want the person that I marry to get to know the real me. But when it comes to friendships, there really is no need to be so vulnerable. And like, I also understand the opposite mindset of like with friendships, like you should be vulnerable, but personally that has never worked out for me. And so for this video is for people who that's never worked out for, who are just so like me. And yeah, because damn, it can really take a toll on you, especially when you're really vulnerable with people and then they don't like you, or they really get to know you, and so once they leave your life, it feels like a sting to your character, which has happened to me, where someone just leaves and talk down about me very much. And it felt like, and I could believe it because I was so vulnerable with her that it felt like what she was saying about me was true. Because of obviously, like, what it felt like was like, oh yeah, she really, I really let her know me. And so everything she's saying negatively about me is true. Which is not necessarily the truth. I'm not saying I don't have things that I need to fix and that I don't have qualities that aren't amazing, you know? Like, obviously, everyone has something they need to work on and can be better at, especially me. Like, I have a lot of shit that I can do better at, but that also does not mean that all this negative stuff this girl said about me is true. You know, I can choose to believe, or I know myself, right? But my point is, the reason that it felt so like it, this situation happened and this girl spoke very, very, very negatively about me, but I let her know myself. Like, it was the first person I really, like, just threw myself at, right? And so when she said all this stuff about me, I really, like, I was having, like, a freaking breakdown crisis because I thought it was true. But my point is, because I was so vulnerable and because I allowed myself to, like, be like that, when it ended, I just felt so destroyed. But never again, guys. Never again. And my new friendships, although still not perfect, I'm still, like, still learning. I still have trouble with friendships. And I don't know if that'll ever go away. I know I'm, like, young, but I'm not that young, you know, and I feel like a lot of people my age have already had these, like, great, amazing, groundbreaking friendships. And honestly, guys, most of my friendships have just, like, ended, you know, and, like, at the end of the day, I always end up on my own. But again, I think one of the reasons is because I've allowed myself to be so vulnerable with people. I don't know, but yeah. So if you're anything like me, just believe in your own worth, because it is the only thing you truly got, you know, and, like, I don't know. Ooh, letting people in feels freaking terrifying, and I honestly never want to do it again. But I know that's, like, super unrealistic, and I know, like, you need friendships in your life and all that, but anyways, sending anyone who's watching this a lot of love and all that stuff, and I hope you guys had a great day. It's currently Saturday, and I am solely going to focus. Oh, and I start this semester on Monday. All my classes are really easy though, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, so if you feel like a freaking loser, weirdo, freak because it's, like, hard to find people, that's okay, because I'm also a loser, weirdo, freak. I'm just kidding. But